Okay, and we're right back because it turns out I didn't need to go where I thought we needed to. Okay, cool. We can take off then. You're at Walmart, but turns out I didn't even need to go here. So, no big deal. It was only like 10 minutes from where I got done working anyways. Would it be better if I use my GoPro? Oh, where are we? Ah, crap, I just don't know what I have to eat, what I can eat at home. Joyology Recreational Provisioning Center. Oh boy, those popped up everywhere. Tell you what, I've never had more of Michigan smell like marijuana than it has in the past couple of years. Oh, I hope that's not a thing when we get down, when I'm in the Air Force. I don't think you can. I think you need to be able to pass a drug test. Which is fine because here's the deal. I get it. Everybody's so, oh, well, there's health benefits, which there are. Marijuana actually did help save, didn't save, but it did extend a family friend's life longer than we were anticipating. She had dementia. She was older. She had dementia, and she wasn't eating, but then somebody passed her a tablet of it, and she got munchies and started eating again, so she lived for like 6 months longer than she should have, which was great. So, in that case where it really is needed, absolutely, by all means, because I'd rather somebody, have some THC in their veins rather than die. But when you start smoking stuff and putting crap in your lungs, it just almost doesn't make a difference, I feel. Like, you're putting all these good things in your body, but then you're developing an addiction, and your lungs are getting torn up in the process. So I don't understand why you need to do that. Is life, but then you can also go a step lower than that, or a step not lower, deeper than that, and understand, is that where life is, where we are as society? Because marijuana is the only addiction that we face. Caffeine is a huge addiction, but it's much less regulated. And frankly, no health benefits almost. Because, it's artificially opening up it's a stimulant. It's making your heart beat artificially faster. You have blood veins in your head that are actually being opened up wider because of it. So, I don't know. People will be very quick to people are really quick to invalidate a lot of my opinions on a lot of things, because I think we're just kind of okay with being okay. Like, you're just stuck with this, or I feel like people just kind of stick themselves in places like, oh, well, I like it because it makes me feel good and I'm just gonna have it. great. You know what else feels good? Being drunk. But drunk driving has also killed so many people. So, which, you know, some alcoholic beverages do have some health benefits, like some red wines have antioxidants, so, you know, every once in a while is fine. I heard it does kind of thin your blood, but it's, again, also, like, you know, it would be better if you're exercising, like consistently exercising, because then you're getting not just the antioxidants and the, I don't think you develop antioxidants from, I'm not a doctor, but I don't think you develop antioxidants from exercising at all, but it does greatly boost your immune system. It does actually make you smarter because it gets blood through your head. You can build some strength. You get, you know, build more endurance. It actually adds, if you run regularly, the I'm trying to remember what the proteins are called, but the proteins at the very end of your DNA strands get longer, or they get stronger. And you actually biologically will become like 10 years. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. The reason, and that keeps your DNA from unraveling as fast or tearing apart as fast, I think it's oxidizing. It doesn't oxidize as fast. So you don't age as much. So you can, if you start running from a younger age and you continue, you actually can look and pretty much be biologically 10 years younger than what you really are. There's police cars and such. I think there might be turning in the... Nope, he ain't turning. He is turning. Okay. So, that's just running. Like, if you swim, it's one of the best caloric burning exercises. It's difficult, but you can swim. So, I mean, you know, you look at, like, and not only that, endorphins clean your brain out a little bit. You get some level of serotonin boost, I think. And frankly, so you have exercise, but then, like, endorphins, they clean your mental state. They can clean out your brain a little bit. It's almost like, okay. Not sure if we should go or not. It's kind of crazy. Huh. Weird. But, you know, you have stuff like that. You have, like, it helps with depression. It helps cure... You know, it helps keep you healthy. It prevents heart disease. But then you have smoking weed, which is kind of doing the opposite of all of that. Like a lot of like, you know, vape smoked. I don't know about weed. Does kind of help with anxiety in some sense, but it's temporary. So is exercise. So I mean, you look at all these things, and you know, you look at all the benefits of exercise, but then. That might be my dad. What happened? It was right on that street corner too. So far, it's only been police and no EMTs. But yeah. Anyways, you get a lot of I don't know. I think we as people are moved towards whatever the easiest path to follow is. I mean, as you know, I suppose it is true, because as hunter-gatherer societies, we tried to look for, you know, what's the easiest way we can get food, because we need to survive. So that kind of part of our brain is still there, and you know, if I can get less anxiety by just smoking something, then cool, I'll do that rather than, you know, go and exercise. That's because it's hard work. But that's the thing, though, is that you have your THC high, which lasts for a little while, rather than your exercise, which can boost your confidence and clean your mental state for a good 24 hours, which is probably the same as the THC thing from that. But then as you have all these additional benefits, such as weight loss, such as losing weight healthily, you get like healthy versions of weight loss. Dang, something went down right there, man. I hope my dad stays safe. Father God, please keep Dad safe. Wait, no, he's not working today. Okay, good. Because there wasn't an accident, and maybe there was. There might have been an accident, but it doesn't look like there's an accident. It looks like they were pulling up on a house, too, so it could have been some kind of, I don't know, something really bad. There are certain days where I'm glad my dad doesn't work. But no, so I don't know. It's just, you know, make it start, do something different. Make it, if it's exercise, start small. We go one day a week for 20 minutes. I don't know your schedules, figure it out. But it kind of applies back to a rule from Jordan Peterson. The third rule is treat yourself as if you're somebody you're responsible for. And really is, as a whole, that kind of is essential. That really is it really is just self-care. Well, I think we get self-care mixed up a lot with a lot of different things. Because, you know, you wouldn't let your kids smoke marijuana. You wouldn't let your kids smoke cigarettes because you're responsible for them. It's not healthy for them. So we treat other people better than we treat ourselves, which is an issue. Because if you get, which is, you know, as far as politics and such go and all that kind of stuff, the big saying and the big quote on a lot of things you get in modern culture is love yourself, take care of yourself, take a second to get, you know, everything you need handled. Great. So why aren't we doing that why wouldn't we do that as a country first? We need to focus inward and make sure people on a fundamental level are okay before we go out. That's why, like, you know, I'm just gonna say it out loud, like, left Democratic parties, y'all kind of got it wrong. And frankly, y'all are the ones pushing the you know, whole self-love thing, and you can't, and, you know, love yourself, take care of yourself, self-care, mental health. Cool. So if we want to have a good country, we need to take care of ourselves first. But, you know, we are doing pretty well compared to a lot of places. But if I've heard there's been a lot of complaints about our country. Cool. If our country is so bad, then why should we go and help anyone else? A poor person doesn't donate to another poor person. They might if they have like extra supplies, but they're not giving money away for sure. So I don't know. It's just a lot of things like that where it doesn't make much sense, because we need to, you know, we have to step back from it. Sometimes you have to step back for a minute and just say, okay, hey, when it comes to, you know, self-care or, you know, self-love, whatever, you need to treat yourself as if you're somebody that you're responsible for. Nobody, not like you ever owe everybody, but not like somebody that you're gonna spoil either. Because again, we as that's why there's so many. That's why I think so many people get kind of mixed up with all this stuff. Is, you know, you get deprived so much of things, then we go, oh, okay, well, I can do whatever I want now. So if there's things you know you should be doing, you probably ought to do it, because certain solutions are only temporary. But if you can if you can form a lifestyle where you are responsible for yourself and you're acting responsible for yourself, then you're gonna get somewhere. Part of my self-responsibilities, I think, might be just me bombing for a little bit, because holy crap, I'm exhausted. No drive-by French fries today, though, because today's not cheat day. It's next Thursday. Should have gotten a bit better prepared for that. I don't think I saw my cheat day to its maximum potential. Let me tell you guys about the slow carb diet. Okay, it's something I'm learning about in the 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss. That's just another good author if you guys should ever want to check that out. If you get keto weight loss is not so much not eating. Like, there's been a lot of like crash diets or water diets or keto or whatever. It gets a bit extreme because your body processes things different ways, and it processes different things different ways. If you have like 4,000 calories in all sugar, that's gonna be a lot different than 4,000 calories in, you know, base level carbohydrates, or, you know, things like that. Things that your body can actually process, because the faster it processes through your system, the faster it'll go to like fat reserves and stuff. So if you handle yourself the right way, what you gotta do is avoid a couple of main things. Avoid having any white carbohydrates or any white foods, but not literal white like the color, but anything particularly containing flour, potatoes, rice, cereal, or and large amounts of fruit. Reason being is, one, well, there's actually like stuff in flour that's been bleached and colored that has is it bleach oxide or something like that, which isn't harmful to you immediately. It's not harmful, but then it combines with other stuff that you eat to become stronger, actually I think it becomes allium, something like that, but it becomes something that actually they use to help induce diabetes in rats. So you don't really want that in your system too much. So, you know, like lean meats, beans are good, vegetables, a little bit of fruit. Not too much fruit though, because all the sugar in that can kind of offset things. What was it? Pretty much anything that doesn't follow that category is fine. You're looking for something that doesn't have many grains or flour. And And then you can have a single cheat day in there where you can have, it's no cap, no limit, anything you want. Now during the day though, it's still not torturous because you can still have, you still should actually eat like every 4 hours to keep yourself from, jumping way over the edge and just like, saying, oh, well, I'm starving to death, so I'm just gonna eat whatever I want, because your sense of caution kind of goes out the window when you get hungry. But yeah, it should be less often enough that you have to think about what you're gonna eat before you eat it. Tortillas, flour tortillas in particular, should avoid. Corn tortillas, I think, are fine. A little bit faster. Oh my god, I'm starting to lose it. Like to complain about how they're tired, but I can only blame myself because I did not go to sleep when I should have. And yes, you can go to sleep when you want to. Just help it out a little bit, take a little bit like melatonin or whatever. You'll start to get your body on the course and just work your way off. Going on the rest of the day. I probably should go and lay down and make sure that I'm ready. It sounds like it's gonna be. We had a friend who passed away. Wish I could make like a shout out for like donations or something to the family. I just don't know how to do that. It was actually like my dad's best friend, which is, it sucks. He's been torn up about that all week. But he was a local farmer around here, and everybody knew him. He was such a funny guy. His family was super generous. My aunt runs a foster care foundation called Rooted, and just out of nowhere one time they just donated $1,000. Like, that's considerable. And my dad, he's a state trooper here in the state of Michigan. Their potato farm where they keep all their equipment is just down the road from where we are. And my dad would every day just go sit out there and talk with him before the end of his shift. And just fell off of something one time, or fell off a piece of equipment about a week and a half ago. Found lacerations all over his body, multiple strokes inside his brain, and he was on life support for a couple days. Now he's just gone. He was only I think younger than my parents are. I didn't know him all that well. I knew him. His name was John. I would have said, "Hey, John." He's hilarious. I didn't know him as well as my dad did, so it's a bit. I feel kind of bad because I feel a little too emotionally unattached from it, but I don't know. It's still sad nonetheless. Life is a precious thing, man. You gotta do. If that's why you gotta make sure that every decision you make pushes you towards who you want to be, not pushes you towards who you want to be, not what you want to be, because the what often gets in the way of the who. Yeah, I have to do what I need to do, not what I ought to do sometimes. That's why you got to be careful when you're managing your finances, when you're managing your time with your family. You got to manage everything right, so that way you can step back one day, and if and when that time, so I'm gonna say when that time comes, you can look back and say, hey, God, I'm good. I lived it, I saw it, I'm okay with it. That's why you gotta be careful with how you treat people. That's why you gotta be careful with how you live. Did you give back? Did you seek out what you were supposed to? Did you follow that purpose that was set before you? Did you try and find your purpose? Did you face your monster and make those, so you could make those courageous steps? Did you take care of yourself so you can help other people? Did you do this all right? I think we just get a little too busy sometimes for that. I think we really do need to step back and just go, hey, what is this? Why am I here? Why is this important? There's only 1 in like 3 trillion chance you're put here. It's negligible. The chances of you being here are negligible, and yet you still are. There is a reason for that. It's much greater than anything you could imagine. Maybe it's not owning like a massive company. We get success mixed up so much with owning massive things. Not saying you shouldn't take care of yourself financially. I think everybody should try and be a millionaire, so that way you can have the time. You don't have to work. You can work on the things that you want to. If that means you don't work in a traditional job, then great. Work on the things you need to, not the things that you have to. Because this thing that we have, that we think that we're automatically entitled to, can get taken as instantly as we can have it. It can just be gone just as soon as we have it. Sometimes that's what happens. People are born and then they just die right away. I think that happens. Everything happens. I think everything does happen for a reason, and that can be kind of a cold way of looking at it, but at the end of the day, what other choice do we have? We gotta play what life has dealt us.